All right, so what we are missing now is respawning the players. So let us do it down here. So what we can do down here is we can make a delay because we don't want to respawn the players right away. We actually want to respawn them after this respawn timer. And this respawn timer right now is set to 3 seconds. So it's going to delay the code by 3 seconds. And after that, we are going to respawn all of the players. So once again, let's take this player spawned, do a for each loop. And with this one, we're going to call this respawn that we made. So in the player, in this health, armor, and damage, remember we made this respawn. So let us call that. Let's go to the player and call respawn. So now we're actually respawning all of the players and we can communicate with it because this one is running through the server. So it's going to run through here, running through the server and doing all of this that we did before. Okay, so now we're respawning the players. Remember, we also have these variables, the players dead and players alive, and we need to update those as well. So before I do this delay, I'm just going to move this forward. I'm going to take this players alive and players dead, and I'm going to clear them here. So I'm going to clear the players alive, and I'm going to move this away. I'm going to clear the map for the players dead as well. So both of them are reset. And then we are going to delay the code like this here. I'm going to move this down, connect it here. So now we're going to delay the code. And whenever we have delayed it, we need to add the players again to the players alive. Else no one will be alive here and it will bug. So here for the respawn, before we respawn the players, I want to add them. And remember, inside of the player, we just made this one event graph. We just made this one recently, the add to players alive map. So we need to call this one on the server. So let's drag and say server add to players alive map. And we need to specify who is the player. It's just this one here. And then we can go ahead and respawn. So I'm just going to drag it down. And again, double click here to make a reroute node so you can see the difference between those two. And here we go. So now we are going to clear those maps, make sure it is not bugged, and then we can delay by the respawn timer. So we're going to wait for a bit, and then we're going to respawn the players and add them to this alive map once again. Go ahead and compile. And now inside of the player, what we did before here in the respawn, this code here we can just delete actually. We're not really using it. This one, I'm just going to delete it because I have no use anymore for this print string. So now this is the code that we have. And let us compile, save everything, and let's click on play. And again, select terrorist, select counter terrorist, for example. And now I'm just going to go to the base. Let me take this AK, and I'm going to shoot this player now. And now it says terrorist win, and I'm going to have a point, and then we are all respawned. So here I am as the terrorist spawned with the other terrorist, and here is the counter, as this is the terrorist as well. Here is the counter terrorist respawned. Okay, so here as the terrorist now, if I go over to the counter terrorist and I shoot the counter terrorist, then it should say terrorist win. We're going to get the second point, and we're all going to respawn again. Okay, so this is working perfectly. And now as this is the counter terrorist, and now I'm going to kill this guy here. And now you see counter terrorist win. All right, so everything is working correctly, and we are also respawning out here in the terrorist spawn and in the counter terrorist spawn, and we're awarding the correct amount of points or the round here, round points whenever we win the round.